What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Trader Brad, and I am back. That's right. Sadly, at a different time. We are now going to be most likely be streaming around this time period, around 8 o'clock or so. Could possibly move up the time a little bit earlier. But I have to see other logistics and so on. So stay tuned with me as we figure out the right time schedule for us to go live, our right time schedule for us to film content and put content up back on YouTube and so on. So a couple new things to be figured out as your boy is now back to working at another prop firm. So obviously a little bit of a travel time to work and a travel time back home and needed to be accounted for. But means a lot to me for anyone who is tuning in right now or tuning in afterwards to watch the streams. So if you are tuning in, make sure you're hitting that like, hitting that subscribe, helping me out on all the YouTube algorithm stuff, that juicy YouTube algorithm that you can help me out with. We have a lot to talk about. The fact that now that these streams are going to 8 o'clock, it's going to be a little bit more streamlined than the streams that were previously you were watching at 4 o'clock. The 4 o'clock streams, it was based off of earnings, what was coming out, what was happening, and it was all over the place, and there was so many stocks to talk about. The thing I like about this 8 o'clock streams are you're gonna find more streamlined, a more tighter list of stocks, only the stocks that really moved around in the after hours, as the after hours sessions ends at 8 o'clock, and we don't have to worry about anything moving in the after hours that we didn't really get to talk about and miss out on those opportunities to plan for the next day. So we have a good list of stocks over here to get ready for tomorrow, to look for those trades and find those opportunities. And before we do that, let me just update you on how my first day back went. My first day back, obviously traded it on paper trade. Absolutely got my face ripped off on paper trading. It was good that I won paper trading, because I would have probably got my face ripped off on live trading too. It was almost three weeks of not trading, 3 weeks or almost a month of not trading to going back to prop trading was I felt rusty. I felt very rusty. I felt very lagged in my own head. So it felt good to be back. It felt good to be back in the saddle. And can't wait to see what kind of new storyline this journey brings. And what we learn from this new trading office and so on, and how can we elevate ourselves, how can we climb ourselves, as that YouTube description title and that YouTube thumbnail talks about, that free climb, that free solo climb, as we are on the part 2 of our prop firm trading journey. Now that we have mentioned everything and we're locked and loaded, hopefully you've had a great day today in the market. You had a great long weekend, a nice relaxed long weekend, coming back to the market, looking for some opportunities. Today was a little bit of a meh day on the S&P 500. The SPY was basically ranging in, as far as I remember, just $1.50 until later on. I think it might have taken that out. And the QQQ, which was a little bit stronger. Yeah, SPY basically ending red on the day. QQQ, which was a little bit stronger today, got carried by the help of Apple, Microsoft, Google, and Amazon was like the only red stock that I remember seeing. I think Nvidia was positive too. So we'll dive through some of these plays over here and then to find some more opportunities for us to make some trades, make some money tomorrow. So why don't we do that? Let's go right in. Bang. So here we're looking at the SPY today. This was the SPY chart off the open, trapping the longs, trapping the shorts. This was the Friday's low. A lot of shorts probably got trapped over here at the Friday's lows, and a lot of longs probably got trapped at the same time. And it was just a very chop fest, chop fest coming in on the S&P 500. QQQ kind of started off a little bit like that, but later on got carried to the north side with the help of the bigger tech stocks and so on, and actually ended up positive on the day. So shout out to the tech basket today. But the question is, what happens going into the rest of the week over here. A nice little inside day on the QQQ, nice little inside day on the S&P 500, but does the market have the strength to start pushing back into these ranges and start taking out? As you guys can see, I have a nice little box written over here, 379.72 to 380.83, looking to see how the stock takes out of this consolidation from last week. Can we start ripping past that and start going up higher, or do we just reject it and pull back down and push back down over here on the tech basket and the S&P 500? Kind of looking like that, like the same thing on the longer time frame, although today was a little bit different. You could say it's an inside day, even though we did close lower than Friday's low. You could call it an inside day still, because of the way the market traded, very low on the volume, with less volume today than Friday. So pretty lackluster overall. Real quick to show you how the volume looked like today. This is the overall volume on the day today. Most traded stock was Tesla. Obviously, that's how Tesla has been showing up as every single day, above 100 million shares. Then you got Tilray at 75 million shares. Usually it's Palantir or NIO or AMD, but now you're seeing weed stocks show up a little bit. That's because they're in play. That's also on our watch list. The point I'm trying to drive home here is, very big lack of volume, as we're just coming back into a trading session over here for a brand new month after a nice little long weekend. No big economic events coming out today either. Just a two star. The more the stars, like GTA game, the more the stars, the more important the economic event is, and no real economic events coming out today. No, not giving the market the oomph, the juice to really pick a direction and go, unlike the QQQs, which actually picked a direction and moved to. So here we have some trades now to go over to see how these earnings stocks position themselves today, how these stocks over here that moved around today based off of some sort of a news catalyst moved around, and what happened with this position in the after hours. So this is our watch list. So why don't we start off with our couple stocks that had earnings after hours today, starting off with Zscaler. Zscaler actually pushed right into this nice little high. You see this quadruple top, beautiful level of a quadruple top level coming in over here around, what's this price points, 162 to 164, and looks like they actually beat on earnings. Zscaler actually beat on earnings. Let me pull up our trusty friend Benzinga. Shout out to our friends Money Mitch at Benzinga for hooking us up with this amazing why did that glitch out? Oh, you guys can't even see my face. What the hell? Let me turn my face back on. Put webcam. Dang, webcam. Hey, we're back. And Benzinga. So right here, you guys can see Benzinga. We're gonna look up Zscaler, ZS. Q4. Mean Q2. Zscaler full year guidance is 2.20.2.25 versus 2.10, so above guidance for the full year. Revenue is also above the estimate. Zscaler stock zooms on Q4 earnings beat and revenue up 43%, strong guidance. So these are the numbers we want to see overall. Strong guidance on Zscaler. Earnings coming out with a nice little beat, a 30% beat compared to estimate, and a 5% beat on revenue also coming over here on overall numbers. The question is, where did the stock go to after the numbers being announced? I'm thinking, we popped up somewhere in the higher end of these ranges. We already were up 2.7% before the earnings even came out for the stock. So I'm thinking, we're in the 175s, 180 area, somewhere around these ranges over here. Let me also quickly mark that number down for us, and we'll put that line right there. 188 to 195 is a wide range. I'm not saying that that's how much of a wiggle room I'm going to give to a stock when it gets to this area, but it's more like I would love to watch how the stock trades from this price point, as not a lot of trading has happened when it was last here. Also happens to be the 52-week high area, so keeping the 52-week high area in mind, let's now see if that stock actually went there. We didn't go all the way to 180s, okay, but we did push up to 170. 170 did get taken out, 173.43 being the after hour high, but pulling right back into today's range. Looks like we'll be able to find some trades off of this 160, 165, 170 areas on Zscaler. Let's go back to the longer time frame. Yeah, I mean, the fact that the numbers were good, the full year guidance came out strong. Today they brought in 6.4 million shares compared to an average volume of 10-day volume of 2 million shares. So already bringing in volume today before the earnings number even drops, and after the earnings number drops, which are full year guidance B, and the number for the earnings itself is a B, we're looking for monster extensions to the upside. So just to pop up to this 170 is not enough for me. I think we are gonna get another chance to get long tomorrow, maybe pre-market, maybe during the intraday move itself, looking for that run to 170 or even break past 170 for a run towards 180, 190 or so. So looking for this 160, 165, 170 areas, if opportunities to get those breakouts. Even getting a dip buy in this area right now feels like heaven sent. This honestly feels like heaven sent. Looking for somewhere around this 158 to 160 to hold, get long in this area in pre-market, or even this 162 to 165 area breakout somewhere around this area, giving us a nice little breakout. Call it today's high break, I guess. Today's highs break, giving us a long for that move to 170, 175, 180, and so on. And probably a great swing trade long into the 52-week high. Keep in mind though, this 52-week high will soon be gone as it's from the 12th of September. So as we are nearing the 12th of September next week, there's only 1 week for the stock to reach 52-week high, and if it doesn't, it would basically be at 52-week high, because this range will end up being the 52-week high. So not sure how important this level is at the moment, but I am going to be watching it for a possible pump up into those areas. Yo, Brad Sustain Line, what's up, baby? How you doing, my friend? How's that recovery going? Hopefully you're getting ready to go back to war for our entertainment. And prayers and all love for showing love, my friend. All love for showing love. Oh man, I had the Zscaler thing up the whole time while I was talking about the stock. Awesome. So as you guys can look over here, as this 52-week high over here is about to pretty much leave the charts, these areas will become the new 52-week high coming into play very soon. So interested to see how ZS plays out tomorrow, going into the pre-market areas. GitLab. Now you guys know how much I love GitLab. GTLB. Let's go check out GitLab's earnings, how this one is coming out. Looks like they beat on earnings. Monster beat on earnings. They were estimated to lose about 2 cents per share, 3 cents per share. They actually came out with profitable 1 penny per share, reporting 139.6 million revenue compared to 129 million. So nice little beat on revenue also. I'm expecting them to pop up right into this 53, 15, 55 areas, as I already have lines and levels mapped out from previously looking at this chart. There you go. Yeah, Prastradamus strikes one more time. It's pretty much that easy for me to map out levels like this, once again and again and again. GitLab has also been that stock that trades levels very true. So previously this was the 52-week low. We slightly dip under it, get above it, and pretty much hold levels, nailing that bottom, nailing those tops, and right now nailing that top too. And looking for that move past 53, 54, 55 for a re-entry back in these ranges of 60, 70, and so on that the stock was previously at. This is the IPO range price. Sadly, we're way too far away from IPO range prices for the stock to matter. With the earnings report that we did get, also let's go see what the full year guidance is. Full year guidance is a loss of 0.8 cents to 8 to 5 cents loss compared to 14-cent loss, which is positive. And the revenue is well above the estimates also for GitLab. Q3 estimates coming in at better. They're expected to lose 4 cents, and they're coming out at possible loss of 0.2 cents or 1 cent loss. And the revenue coming out at higher too. So the revenue is higher, guidance is higher. Their earnings report came out better, hence they popped right back into a level that was previously a little bit of a struggle for them around this $53 area. Now it's as simple as looking for that long through this 53, 54, 55 for a possible re-entry into $60, possible re-entry into $70. Not saying this will happen in one day. It's more of a swing trade over here. Let's look for that move up to 58.70 though tomorrow, because I've seen the stock easily go up 10, 20, 30% on earnings days without a problem. I'm just gonna look for an example over here. I think that was a 24% day on earnings over there. Look at this monster move over here, right back into 66. This stock also gives you amazing swing trades on earnings days, so you can expect me to really boast and gloat and get happy about GitLab tomorrow. Most likely we'll be trading this on my personal account, also probably getting some options, the swing trade longs and so on. So watch out for this bad boy, as GTLB is once again back in play. Sadly, doesn't really give you the best amount of volume or best amount of liquidity right off the open, but if you're able to give it a little bit of a wiggle room, wiggle, if you can give it a little bit of a wiggle, the stock will pay you some decent rewards. You just have to give it that good proper risk, and you can get immense rewards from the stock. Always amazing risk to rewards from at least what I have seen coming out. Going to put some price levels over here from my own notes. 53, 54, 55 areas, looking for that punch through these prices right there. 55 tops multiple times have come into this price. Come on, that's not what I wanted to do. 55 area has come 54.50, actually not even 55 area, 54.50 area. Look at that. Do I have to hit it again? Okay, we won't hit that, we'll hit this one. Text from mom says like and subscribe. So 54.50, 53, 55, looking for all of these prices to punch through tomorrow, probably in pre-market, probably off the open, giving us that move to 58.70, $59. I won't be surprised if that actually plays out tomorrow. Watch for the stock launching, and especially if the market launches along with it. There are a couple important for move to 58/59. Come on, Mike. Here comes the next stock that we got earnings play. Okay, I don't have Benzinga blocking your screen. Asana numbers coming out as positive. Okay, not bad. Let's see what the guidance is. Shout out to once again your friends at Benzinga. Make sure you're checking all my affiliate links down below. Benzinga is down there. I'm pretty I don't think I have a code for Benzinga yet. I need to get that. I can get a code for you guys to get a discount. But click on that link below. Go check out Benzinga. Get yourself a free trial. In the meantime, I'll get you guys a code for discount. And Benzinga is what allows us to find all of these top news articles. Why did that play? Benzinga is what allows us to find all of these top news articles and on time and so on. So shout out to these guys. Looks like Asana. What's that? Coming in at Q3B. Guidance is guidance is a beat for Q3 and full year. Also beat 642, 644, 648. A little bit of full year is in line. I won't say beat. Full year is in line. Earnings per share is a beat, and Q3 is a beat overall guidance, and revenue and EPS for this current report is also a beat. So overall, multiple numbers coming out saying that the stock should go to the upside. Should, but that word is should be banned. Should be banned. Should be banned. Does that make any sense? Shut up, Brad. Move on. Asana, expecting the stock to most likely push right back into these prices somewhere around 25, 26 or so. Off the earnings move, so let's go see if that happened. Looks like we actually did nothing at all. We moved up to 23 and came right back down to the south side, not being liked by the market gods. The market gods did not appreciate the earnings call or the earnings number at all. We popped right into this line that we have. That line comes from the high of 9th of March of this year. So March 9th high around $23, pinging you the high and moving right back to the downside. And look at this stock. We haven't traded Asana in I'll tell you right now, over 6 months. So I mean, I haven't put any new lines on this stock. Notice how all the lines are behind this date, like March 10th. So the fact that these lines are still coming into play, just Prastradamus one more time. No, not that one. Prastradamus one more time. All right. So love watching my levels come into play. Gives me extra confidence and extra I guess, yeah, extra confidence to really find some trades over here tomorrow. I was confident thinking that the stock will start piercing through these areas, maybe go 24, 25, but the fact that the stock broke that 23 slightly and pulled right back shows us that there could be some sort of a negative move here in play. I mean, Zscaler did the same thing, right? But we were pretty bullish about it for tomorrow. So not sure if Zscaler is something to be worried about too, because it took out that 170, but came right back into the lower end of these ranges instantly after, even if the numbers were good. So Asana over here looking very similar to Zscaler. Kind of has me worried to see if this $20 area most likely not going to show support tomorrow, and we start getting below 21 and start testing 20 and then go below 20. Maybe this earnings number is actually not as good for Asana, or this is a complete bait. You start finding some supports at this $21 and you see for that move back to 22, 23. Those are the trade ideas I'm looking for. Not really too bullish on this call out, not really too confident on this call out either. So I'm gonna have to be patient, watch how the volume comes in tomorrow, or if the volume comes in tomorrow into pre-market, and then find possible trades on this earnings play. EXPR, the next one up on board for our watch list. No real volume on this stock intraday for day traders to take a look at. I mean, the average 10-day volume is 92,000. Today's volume 274,000. But with volume coming in, maybe it brings in a little bit more volume tomorrow. Express retail, clothing wear, footwear, and so on. Maybe it's worth it, but the quick little outlook on it, it is at almost, is it an all-time low? It's at an all-time low after recently reverse splitting. Yikes. So yeah, new all-time low coming in at $8.15. New 52-week low coming in at $8.52. For those of you interested in trading stocks like this, you might want to watch out for the earnings play tomorrow. This one could trigger SSR. I mean, it did trigger SSR being down 15% today already. That means tomorrow, even with the earnings play, it's going to be SSR, and it might be a little bit harder to short, so it might give you some good longs off of this new all-time low, new 52-week low price that the stock is continuing to drop towards, sadly. Drop it like it's hot. Hey Brad, not sure if you've asked this before, but do you consider SPY options to be easier, better to trade rather than individual taker options for a beginner trader? Here's my opinion about, about what you just said. I think that's actually a very good idea. I think trading one specific stock, no matter what it is, as long as there's liquidity in it and volume in it, is great. The thing with SPY compared to trading Tesla every single day is sometimes SPY is influenced by tons of other stocks, so it won't probably give you that beautiful ranges that you're looking for. It might just be stuck in a shitty range like it was today, compared to like trading Tesla, where every day Tesla's bringing in, you know, millions and millions, 100 millions of shares being traded every single day. It's giving you those through $2-3 moves every day. When you trade Tesla, you get familiar with the moves, you get familiar with the spread, you get familiar with the breaks, you get familiar with the stock itself, and the feel of the trade feel of the play, how it moves with stock news catalysts, how it moves with China catalysts, how it moves of Bitcoin catalysts, and so on. So all those things are great. The problem with trading SPY is because the basket of stocks that the SPY is, the 500 stocks in there, there's so much influence that can move the basket of stocks that you have to constantly watch the news market, the what's happening all across the world, and everything matters for the SPY and so on. So that's kind of my problem with it. But there's nothing wrong with just trading SPY options compared to trading, you know, all these bunch of random stocks throughout the day to kind of even understand what you're really trading at the end of the day. So yeah, go for it. Nothing wrong with just trading SPY, in my opinion. Get the feel of it, get the understanding of it, but you got to know that when you're trading such a big basket of stocks, you have to be ready to track at least the top 5 stocks in that basket, like Apple, Google, Nasdaq, like or the Magnificent Seven. Just track the first 7 stocks in QQQ, or the first 7 stocks in the S&P 500 if you do plan to trade those ETFs or futures solely and nothing else. But the fact that you have to track 7 of these stocks just to trade SPY kind of tells you that, hey, maybe I just go trade one of those stocks and have SPY as my barometer, which is what a lot of people do. They trade Tesla and they look at the SPY as the barometer, as to understand, does the market go up, does the market go down, does Tesla follow it, does Tesla not follow it, how closely related the market beta is today compared to other days, and so on. That's how I work around it. There's a million ways to make money in this market. Find your way and then abuse the shit out of that way. Background music's a little high. Okay, yeah, we can turn that shit down. Background music. Let me know if that's still too high right now. If that's still too high, we can put that shit down. Prad doesn't sleep, always on the grind. That's not true, actually. I came back from home and took a nice little hour nap, 6:30 to 7:30. Got up at 7:30 and back on the grind. Took a nice little hour nap because I was tired as hell. That heat today, it was like stupid hot today. That heat today just got me so tired. All right, but we got a lot of stocks on board to talk about. We're about half an hour into the stream and we only have 4 stocks on board and only 2 ideas so far. So let's stop wasting time. Let's get back to the market. Let's get back to the question on hand over here that got answered. Got you, Prad. Appreciated your clear explanation. My pleasure. Okay, Tesla had a monster reversal day today. Yeah, on Friday it sold off really hard to the 50 period EMA. Today pops right from the 50 period EMA right back into Friday's high. So a complete inside day on Tesla. Here are the 2 days side to side. Friday sell off and today's reversal move right back up. I was just astounded from this move to the north side. The fact that the stock was just doing this, I was like, what the hell is going on? Why did we even sell off on Friday at that point to begin with? I was waiting for some buys at 237, dip buys or so. Never really getting that opportunity. Made me miss out this amazing long to the north side. So no trades for me because of that move. But now we have a possible trade setting up, incoming very, very soon, which is, if Tesla starts pushing up to this 257 area, 259 area, and starts going for that 260 or 260 or higher, and QQQ is following along with it, the market's following along with it, then we can get long past this breakout of this 260 or so and look for that move up to 265, 270 swing trade. But intraday trade, 260 breakout, looking for that follow through up to 262 breakout, that follow through up to 265, 266, which is where possibly where I'll be done with that trade if there is any continuation tomorrow. If there's any more continuation tomorrow incoming on TSLA. I want to check anchored VWAP on Tesla, but we do know that anchored VWAP from here is around $200. But what is like the 2-day and what is the 5-day anchored VWAP, which is something that I've been looking at recently. Yo, Prad, September big rally, says Shinobi. Yeah, I mean, September is usually traders say their best trading month of the year, and you know, makes sense. Traders come back from their vacation break and so on. Markets are hot again in September, and yeah, we're looking for it. We got triple witching coming up in September, I believe, and we'll see how options and you know, how craziness is the market get going into triple witching. We also have a couple stocks being added to the S&P 500 index very soon, and that's going to be fun. We have ARM IPO coming out, which is something that we can talk about very soon. ARM IPO, we'll just put that there and go back here. So ARM IPO is coming up. That's something for sure we can talk about at the end of the stream. But right now, as we are talking about Tesla, looking for that long through 260, 260, add 262, long 260, 262 area, and then target 266 basically, and even the fail of this area, 262 fail or 266 fail, giving you the possible short entry to the downside on Tesla if that is a trade, if you are looking for you know, shorts, if you're looking for shorts. Tilray, man, wheat stocks are they really back in play? IFEBB, what's going on over here? Tilray, CGC, SNDL, Kronos. Is AUR Aurora Innovation, Aurora Cannabis, or is that something else? What is this? No, it's not. But this stock popped up today too. It's on our radar. We'll take a look at it. But what is ACB? It was Aurora Cannabis. That's right, ACB. It's a penny stock now? Wow. Thanks. So SNDL, you know, up 7%. Kronos was up monster today. Tilray was up monster today. So all these stocks popping up to the north side again. Possible opportunities to look for some trades. Like look at the area, the 330, 340. Looking for that 330, 340 break for a possible extension up north, or dip buys at $3, dip buys at $275, dip buys at $240. Multiple levels just showing up on these positions. You gotta have these stocks on your radar. Look at this stock trying to break out of this level over here and get back above to $1. CGC trying to get back above $1 over here, currently at 68 cents. Possible move up to 80 cents, which is where the 100 period EMA is, and then back above $1 question mark. You know, wheat stocks are really waking up over here. Legalization is waking up the stocks, but I would not be investing in these positions. I would make my money, take my money, and run away with it. You know, because of how I've seen legalization play out for these positions. This is where they were before, and this is where they are now. You are down 100% no matter where you got this position. I'm sorry. Even if you got it yesterday, you're still down 100% in my opinion. That's it. I don't care. So be very careful. Make your money where the money is being offered, and get out of it. So CGC, Tilray, Kronos, all pushing up in these nice areas to possibly look for longs and supports to get built into for us to take that breakout. This $2 area looking juicy at the moment on Kronos. Are you going to talk about Johnson & Johnson? I had no plan to, but I can put it on my watch list over here. If there is any reason to trade it tomorrow, we'll put it up on our watch list. So that's Tilray wheat stocks. You guys can see the levels. You guys can understand the idea. Looking for previous consolidation tops, breakout for that area for long, or resistances or failed breakouts of these areas for shorts. Pretty simple on the wheat stock sector. Going to the chip stock sector, AMD and AMD still, in my opinion, like, don't really touch the stock, don't trade it at the moment. Kind of bringing in that Jim Cramer mentality. AMD is to own, not to trade. He says that about Nvidia. He says Nvidia is a owner's stock, not a trader's stock. So you know, you gotta. Let me put the camera down. The camera seems too high. Put the camera down. Nvidia is Alexa, lights 100%. Alexa, set nano leaf 100%. There we go. Nice little. That's a little too bright, I think. Alexa, set nano leaf 50%. That's a little too dim. Alexa, set nano leaf 70%. That's perfect. That's perfect. Okay. You know, he says Nvidia is a stock to own, not to trade. I agree. Obviously, Nvidia has been making leaps and bounds to the north side. Today, that 480 holding so strong. It tested 480 a couple times, but managed to hold 480. Did not manage to really break to the downside. Gave you amazing long opportunities off that 484 Nvidia. But the question is, tomorrow, what happens? Do we get above this 490? Start making that run up to 500, or do we still stay below 490? Do we still stay below 400? That's the main question over here. You're basically looking at $10 ranges on Nvidia. I don't think you look at anything other than $10 ranges. I'm not really trading AMD, and Intel is giving you some moves around these days. I mean, look at Intel right off the open, popping and then stuck in a range, sadly, as the S&P 500 and the QQQ are trying to figure out what they want to do. But Intel's actually giving you some you know, levels over here to possibly think about trading this position again. Looking at that 37 breakout for a possible move up to 39, 40 or so. If the market gives you that extra sauce behind the chip sector, and Nvidia also carries the chip sector along with it, but if the chip sector is waking up, then most likely you just want to look at Nvidia over here at every $5 to $10 ranges. 485, 490, 480, 495, 500. So you just want to look at every $5 to $10 over here on this position, and see how ranges get formed, maybe in pre-market, maybe off the open. This is not the right stock. Going back to Nvidia, off the open today, 480. If you were able to just, you know, read the tape, watch the stock trade around here. These are 5-minute candles, barely any volume on the 5-minute candle off the open, transacted below $480. If I was to use volume profile, which I can't sadly because I'm not paying for TradingView anymore, if I was to use volume profile at the moment, you'll see that not a lot of volume actually transacted on this candle around these prices. So a lot of the volume actually trading above 480, giving you that support of 480, allowing you to build in that longs, pushing almost up to 490 today, but you know, basically shy of 490. Apple also almost pushing up to 190. Oh, Apple actually got up to 190. Shout out to Apple, but that was way too late in the day for it to matter. Gave you that short opportunity later on in the day, though. That was the short that we were all waiting for on the trade floor. 190 up break long, or 190 fail break short. Looks like it gave you a beautiful risk reward short, 50 cents per share scalp, and gave you that trade again in the after hours, going into the after hours for that Apple trade. So that's going to be the Apple over here. The Apple of my eye is 190. That 190 area is got to be on watch. Let's just throw that level straight down there. 190. That's the only level that I care about. And that 187, what is that? 187.50. These are the only two levels that I really care about on Apple. The levels in between are kind of, I don't really care about the levels in between over here. Let the stock trade around there. I'd rather just wait for the extreme corners of the ranges that we've been stuck in since Thursday. And then a breakout of that level, breakout of this level, fail break of this level, fail break of this level, giving you 4 different trade setups. 4 different trade setups just on Apple. And if you trade that one stock alone, you don't need to trade anything else tomorrow, right? So those are the setups over there that I like to create, try to look for. Sadly, your boy gets distracted by all the beautiful girls at the hot bar, and you know, I just lose track of myself all the time. Just lose track. BAC. Let's go take a look at Bank of America. Bank of America why is this even on the radar? It showed up on the volume scanners over here. Bang, volume scanners, looks like it did 46 million shares. Didn't really do too much though, so I'm gonna skirt past this stock. No reason to have BAC on my watch list in my opinion, but for those of you who are interested, looks like we have a little bit of a trend lines forming on this position. Support being formed right at the bottom of that trend line. Constantly buyers stepping up, higher lows, and a little bit of a wedge pattern, I guess. You know, the flat support resistance line, and a nice little trend line from the bottom. Not sure what that pattern's called. I know you chartists, you patternistas are going to be mad at me for not knowing it. I don't care. I don't care if you're mad at me for not knowing it. I no longer work for that other channel where I have to, you know, care about people's opinions. I don't care if I don't know this level, okay? Period. Or not the level, the chart pattern. The only thing I care about is how can we make money off of this level. Now the question is, does the support come back at this level? Do we see buyers punching through this $30 area? Do we see buyers punching through this? Sorry, that's the $30 area. That's, what is this? 29? Okay, 29. Do we see buyers punching through 29, getting us to 30? 30 is where the 50 period and the 100 period EMAs are, and then punching through that 30, taking us to this area 31, and then 32, and so on. So BAC needs to show us support, continuous support, and then buyers really getting ready to take out the higher prices for this trend line to even matter. Otherwise, more downside possibly incoming on BAC. Looks like they recently had a dividend. BAC had a dividend. We looked at Apple, we looked at BAC, NIO, that 11 to 1150 area. We're just stuck in an absolute range. You know, I always complain to you guys about not worrying about positions when they're doing nonsensical moves like this. It's not worth putting your time span onto trades like this. Look at that 1133 top coming in from the 22nd of August. Exact same top Friday. Pretty much the exact same top today too. The stock not able to get above 11, not able to get above 1133, 1150, giving you a nice little short on the re-entry back through 11. Your risk probably 5 pennies or even 20 pennies if you really gave it to today's high, for a nice reward of you know, 1080, 1070 or so, and more possible downside incoming tomorrow. So let's look out for that 1130. Why is there a period? 1130, 1150 area for NIO tomorrow, as we are waiting for that one to play out. Palantir also coming from that watch list of biggest movers over here, along with NIO and so on. Not really seeing a trade in it for myself. Like I said, we only care about 16, 17, or 14. None of the price levels are being offered to us. We're stuck in between levels again, stuck in between the 100 period and the 50 period EMA for Palantir, sadly. So let the price discover. Going to actually remove it from our watch list. Not too interested in this one. AUR, we thought this one was Aurora Cannabis because weed stocks were in play, but it's actually not Aurora Cannabis. It's completely different. Looks like some sort of an automobile play over here. Aurora Innovation, pushing right back into this 52-week range highs of $370 to $4. Today we pushed up to almost 370, 373 to 380 is the level I'm looking for. That's the all-time high, not the all-time high, sorry, the 52-week high. Here's another level interesting to me to watch out for, somewhere around the 6 to 650 area. Look out for that level to come into place, maybe sometime soon. Ooh, what's that? It's $4. What's that bottom? That's the January 2022 lows. January 2022 lows right there. Gonna put a line over here, put a line over there. And now we can get rid of that box. Get rid of that one. Okay, awesome. So these are the ranges we're looking for. The lows of these ranges and the highs of these ranges most likely to come into play very soon on AUR. Looking for that breakout of these prices, whatever these prices are. We have a one extra line that's confusing the shit out of me at the moment. Where is that line coming from? We can get rid of. What the hell is going on? Let me just delete that box. Put that there. Put that there. But now we have 373 lines. Damn it. There we go. Just put that there. My OCD is just flaring up, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize. But please, Magnet, stop annoying me. Okay. Holy smokes, ladies and gentlemen. This is part of the reason why I don't use TradingView anymore. No, I'm joking. So there we go. Top of that range, low of that range. Looking for how the stock trades, looking for that possible break of 4 for a re-entry into 5 and 6, or rejection of 4 for a possible short back down. Aurora Innovation coming in with some volume recently. 4, 5, 6 on my watch. Nice little even dollar areas. Possible targets at 6, 615 if we can get above 4, but a fail break of 4 giving you a possible short right back to the downside on AUR. Pretty recent IPO, 2021 IPO, went up to $17 and dumped right off to the downside. IONQ, not a stock that I usually trade. You guys know this, obviously. Pretty weird stock, moves around pretty scammily if you ask me. So I would be a little careful. Obviously, always urging caution when trading any position out there. You know, risk management is the only way you can stay in this game for that extended periods of time that you're looking for. So IONQ, if you are really interested in trading this position tomorrow, I guess you can look out for this $20 peak, this 52-week high coming in, this $20 high move. Looks like there could be some possible supports at the 16, and the next level would be possibly around this 50 period EMA, around $15 or so. These would be the levels I'd keep an eye out for, but I'm most likely not even trading it, so I'll just remove it from my watch list. The next one over here we have on board is Airbnb. Shout out to Airbnb because it's getting added to the S&P 500 index. Jesus Christ, so hot today in Canada. It's like 40 degrees Celsius, that is. I'm sweating sitting here. Hopefully you guys don't hear the fan noises though. Airbnb, coming out with Airbnb's adding to the S&P 500 index. I believe it's sometime at the end of this month or pretty soon, in 2 weeks or so. I can't remember the exact date, but anytime a stock is announced that it's getting added to the S&P 500 index, it starts making the climb to the north side. Look at the PanW. PanW off of earnings popped up, but then started making a move down. It's when the stock got announced that it's going to get put into the S&P 500 index is when it actually starts pushing, you know, into a new 52-week high, a new all-time high ranges, and starts making that run up to the north side. Tesla does something similar back when Tesla was announced that it was getting added to the S&P 500 index too. I believe this was right around December 2020. Trying to pull up December 2020 right here. Tesla gets announced that it's getting added to the index, and this monster rally is going into the day of the stock getting added to the index. So Airbnb, obviously a pretty big tech stock in my opinion. I think it's a pretty big tech stock. Getting added to one of the largest index out there in the market. One of the stocks that recently got added to the S&P 500. Do you guys remember what that stock was? What was the stock that recently got added? Kenvue. I think it was Kenvue. Kenvue got added, J&J got decreased, and Autodesk got deleted. I think it was Autodesk that got deleted, or Autodesk got added. I forget what happened. So same way, we're gonna find some trades over here going into that day all the way into September whenever the stock is getting added to the index. Looking for possible longs on the breakout is 144 area. Today I actually had a long on this stock on my uh sim account. That's what I want to say. I'm losing brain cells on my sim account. I actually had a long around this 140 150 pre-market high breakout. I couldn't give the stock the risk that it wanted from me because it pulled all the way back down over here. I took that quick loss on it, but then I missed the entry back through when it actually came through, and the stock monster run up to the north side. Even gave you a long back in at 141. Was not looking at it at that moment, missed that long. Overall looking for this trade to give us that move to 144 145 and a breakout of 145 for a more extension to the north side. 52-week high currently sitting at 155 and we're trading at 145, so looking for a move up to at least 155 going into the end of this week, going into next week, because of the add to the S&P 500 index being announced. So look out for Airbnb longs, ladies and gentlemen, as that seems to be the new sentiment for this position. I'm gonna put in 145 144.50/145 on my watch, and then I'm gonna also put 140 on my watch just because how it traded. It's 140 to 141. Okay, NXE. What the hell is this stock? Because it popped up on this scanner. I believe it was this scanner. The stocks that are up high on the day today. Yeah, NXE, Next Gen Energy, bringing in decent amount of volume and actually up decently on the day too. Up 5%, 5.68, almost 8 million, 5.8 million shares traded on the day. Almost 6 million shares is what I want to say. And if you look at it on the yearly chart, not bad. The all-time chart, not bad. We are pretty much going into the all-time high ranges. We're at 52-week high right now on this position. Looks like that area is somewhat important because we struggled over here for a few days before breaking out to the north side. Possible supports coming in around these areas, around 5 to 511 area. 536 breakout now showing us a possible move into the all-time highs coming into play very soon. So look for that breakout back into the 650 or so. So the stock is kind of giving you possible moves now. So obviously I would not ignore this position. Possible move to all-time high of 650. So keep an eye out for this one. Not really sure what the catalyst is for today. Gets a 110 million debenture financing. What does that even mean? Debenture? Not backed by any collateral. Usually has a term greater than 10 years. Okay, so brand new financing is it's like a bond or other debt instrument that is unsecured by collateral. So not backed, unsecured by collateral. So a little bit of a weird debt securing coming in. I guess not sure what the other terms are. We got to go into the other terms of their financing if we really care about it. But that new financing allowing the stock to possibly last a little bit longer, be alive for a little bit longer. Hence the stock is going to test that new all-time high incoming and on NXE. Not sure we really will be watching this tomorrow. WeWork coming back into play. Not really, but it is in play at the moment. As the stocks recently reverse splits and pushes to the downside, gets into that what is it, the NASDAQ requirement or the New York requirement of a stock, I guess, of staying above $1. I think that's exactly what it was. The stock was previously a penny stock, if I remember correctly. No real reason for me to trade it other than the fact that the stock is on SSR. It's down 20%, so there might be some buyers maybe coming in, but wrong idea to even think about it. The stock's not really doing any volume. I'm going to remove it from my watch list. I thought the stock would be doing a lot more volume. It is not, sadly. So I'm going to remove it from my watch list. Go to Manu instead, because Manu actually dropping down on a possible removal of getting sold. I guess that was the catalyst. They're not going to be thinking about selling that stock anymore. Suffers record sell-off after report that the sale of club is off. Yeah, there you go. The sale of the club is off. They're no longer thinking about selling the club anymore. So possible the hoopla and the hype that the stock had in it, that the hype behind the stock getting sold off, possibly to the Saudis or whoever it was, no longer in play. So most likely looking for Manchester to return back into these price ranges that it was previously trading at. Look for that short through 18, even though the stock is down on down 18-20%, and yes, SSR will be triggered. There could be some buyers coming in at 18 for intraday longs tomorrow, but mostly looking for that short through 18 to the downside for an extension on this play on Manu. So just gonna put down 18 over here as a level for myself. Last but not least, as on the stocks that we were wanting to take a look at, is gonna come up as J&J, as our viewer Fights Matter coming in asking us to take a look at J&J. It was 100 million worth of puts, but I'm Johnson & Johnson's. What is your opinion on the millions of dollars but on put orders for Johnson & Johnson on Friday? What are your opinions about that? I mean, obviously I have to take a look at this unusual options activity that you're talking about, but I wouldn't look too much into it. It probably it just could be the fact that S&P 500 had to decrease the amount of shares that the stocks had in J&J into the index. That millions of dollars of puts that you're seeing could just be other other hedge funds, other investment funds that offer the same track record as the S&P 500. That could be them just repositioning their portfolios and their accounts. That's why you're seeing that a big amount of option order flow coming in. It's way too close to what just happened on Thursday, which was the S&P 500 rebalance was Thursday. I believe it was last Thursday. If I'm incorrect on that, somebody in the chat correct me. So Thursday, Friday doesn't really mean a lot of things, not a lot of difference to me over there. It was, I think somebody also asked me last Friday what was that big volume on Friday or something. Let me just find that tweet if I can. Where was that tweet? I can't try to remember this. Yeah, right here. You see the last 5 minutes today, free fall Friday question mark. Yeah, it was rebalancing day. So the last 5 minutes of Friday doesn't really mean anything, and anything that happens on Friday, in my opinion, doesn't mean anything. It was a rebalancing day. The S&P 500 was rebalancing their portfolios, and J&J was supposed to get cut down in the amount of share size that S&P 500 was holding. That's all it is. I wouldn't look too much into it, and hence look at today down up 0.12% with absolutely no volume coming in. These charts are daily charts. Look how the stock traded every single day going into that rebalancing day, and then after the rebalance, the stock basically did nothing every single day after that, right? So Thursday, Friday, no volume at all. You're probably just seeing that reports coming in, and then the next day, every single day, absolutely nothing happening. Kenvue, another example, getting added to the S&P 500 index, then dies off. Airbnb most likely going to do the same thing. You're gonna see a big rise in volume on Airbnb every single day going into that day until the stock gets added to the index, and then volume's gonna die off drastically. J&J, removing it from my watch list. Hopefully that helped you. If you're still watching this, Fights Matter. Prad knocking it out of the park again. Keep posting, brother. You know it, SAT. We out here. We're grinding. We're putting in that work. It's 9 p.m. Haven't had dinner yet, but I'm putting in that work for you guys. Last stock on board, ENB. Let's go take a look at this one. Where are the levels at? What's going on? Why did ENB sell off in the after hours today? Not sure, but it sold off in the... No, you didn't. Maybe on the New York side it did. The New York side, ENB getting hurt. So that means we have a little bit of what's the word I'm looking for? A void here to fill on the TSX side. Possibly could look for market on open short on Enbridge on the TSX side, as the New York side shows us a pretty intense drop in the after hours on Enbridge, a Canadian stock. Canada doesn't trade after hours, so if New York is selling off in the after hours on a Canadian stock, the Canadian stock on the Canadian side should follow suit. Does that make any sense? Right? So possibly the stock opens down in pre-market tomorrow and follows along with this overall move over here. Something's going on with Enbridge. We find damn it, the word I'm looking for. I'm trying to look smart, trying to be smart too. The word I'm looking for, I can't find it. It starts with the, damn it, I can't find the word. It's like at the tip of my tongue. It's like in my head. I just can't find the word. But there you go. You get the idea. Sell off on NY after hours. Possible short on TSX off open. Can't think of the word. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. These are the stocks on our watch list tomorrow anyways, and we have some good trade ideas over here. We'll see how these trade ideas set up as we go into the open tomorrow. No real other stocks for the open tomorrow to take a look at for earnings. EXPR, we took a look at that, but no volume on that stock intraday. All these other stocks do barely any volume. Tomorrow after hours, we do actually have a pretty interesting after hours session for earnings. C3AI, UiPath, GameStop, ChargePoint, Dave & Buster's, American Eagle Outfitters. All these stocks move around quite a bit. I wouldn't ignore American Eagle Outfitters, because look at what happened recently with Guess and Abercrombie and Fitch. Both of them launched towards a new all-time highs, sorry, not all-time highs, a new 52-week highs after their earnings report. So AOE, not AOE, what is this? Ticker AEO? Yeah, AEO. AEO, I would not ignore it, as it's already at the 52-week high area, and with earnings coming out, could possibly take off to the north side. So watch out for this one after hours, AEO with earnings. Anything about economic calendar? Yes, it is pretty important of economic calendar tomorrow. 9:45, we got the S&P 500 global services PMI coming out. 9:45, market could move around at that time. We also have the ISM non-manufacturing PMI prices coming out at 10 o'clock. Market could move around at that time too. So 9:45 and 10 o'clock, market could really kick into a third gear and then really find a direction, go in that direction. So wait till 9:45, wait till 10 o'clock before you really make those big positions tomorrow. At least I would urge you to. At the end of the day, the market is your playground for you to employ any trades and any setups that you find best. So good luck out there, ladies and gentlemen. Good luck against the AIs. Good luck against each others, because at the end of the day, we are going to war against each others and the AIs. Here's the next interest rate date coming up, the FOMC date, which is on the 20th of September. They are now expecting a 93% probability that the interest rates are not going to get raised the next FOMC day, which is pretty crazy to me. 93% probability that the interest rates are going to get paused. We'll see if that ends up going that way. I don't think we are, because a lot of the economic numbers are actually coming out bad recently. I thought so. At least I thought so. Jobs are coming out bad and everything. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about SoftBank's ARM IPO, another semiconductor ETF. I'm pretty sure it's not ETF, semiconductor stock. Pretty sure it's semiconductor. Expected to IPO on, I believe, September 13th. Yes, September 13th. Expected to IPO on September 13th. It's supposed to be anywhere between $52 billion valuation. Their price is expected to be somewhere between $47 to $51 a pop, a share. So looking for the stock closer to that date. We'll keep reminding you guys, September 13th. Once we get closer to that date, possible trade ideas will be thrown out closer to that date, and possible execution setups will be thrown out closer to that date. If you have not already, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Helps your boy out on all that YouTube algorithm. Thank you for taking that hour off your night. I know you're probably busy taking care of your family members, your kids, your loved ones, whatever it is that you're doing, making food, or even looking at the stock market itself. What in the hell is this? Or even looking at the stock market itself. So, appreciate you guys taking that hour of your night to spend time with your boy Praddy Daddy. Spread the word that Prad now streams at 8 o'clock at night, and I also have to go film some content. I have to figure out if I want to film this content now or if I want to film it on the weekend and actually go to bed early. So I'll have that battle while I eat dinner. Go have a great night and have a better trading session tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you tomorrow at 8 o'clock, and also I will see you on the Discord, on Twitter, while I talk about my trades throughout the day. So if you haven't yet, please go check out all the links below in my description, my affiliate sponsors and my social media. I stay pretty active on Discord and I stay pretty active on Twitter, so if you ever want to get in touch with me, you know where to do that. And on that note, good night, peace.